pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice. Okay, we're gonna do one thing first. We're gonna do a quick presentation, conversation, because there is a change order, small change order that's on the agenda. And I prefer the project manager for the community center to speak now rather than have to wait here through everything. After you get that, we're gonna go through our organizational packet, and then after our organizational packet, we will do the town agenda as well, okay? So, Mr. Morhorn, the floor is yours. Yes, please. He is our project manager from CNS Companies for the community center in Mattydale.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
So Nick asked me to stop in, just give a project update and give a quick explanation on this recent change order that we've had come up. Most importantly, we have had no safety issues on the site. I know everyone's happy to hear that. I attribute that to our contractors and our CNS representative on site. They're both doing outstanding jobs. December was a big month, January is gonna be a big month. After that, a lot's gonna be happening, but you're really not gonna see it. December, the exterior framing is going up, you probably saw that as you drove by. The sheathing is going up now. That's in order to weather the building in. That'll allow us to pour concrete in cold weather conditions. So once that sheathing is completed, the windows will be temporarily sealed. That's pending the approval of this change order that we're going to talk about. Then temporary heat can be put in the building. We're able to pour concrete. Then the building won't change much for quite some time. A lot will be happening on the inside. You won't see it from the street level. The roof will be going on. You really won't see that. The guys will be set far enough back where you'll see the flags around the outside. Work is still going to be happening, but you're just not going to see much. I don't want you to think nothing's happening. It is. Feel free to reach out to me or my site manager, Eric. Happy to show anybody around at any time, just a little bit of notice for safety. Things are going good. We did have that big hiccup with the unsuitable soils that were unforeseen. We worked our way through that. It did have an impact on the schedule. Right now we're looking at a completion of September 1, 2025. Looking forward, we don't see anything that should impact that. I'm hesitant to say we can improve upon that. We're going to shoot for maintaining that as our goal. We're not really going to be pushing hard to try to improve that. We really spent a lot of time revising this schedule after that setback, and it's a pretty aggressive schedule, but it's definitely doable.
So the soil set you guys back quite a few months.
It did.
Okay.
It did. We also had can I jump to the change order part, and I'll touch on the FAA thing. The change order you have in front of you tonight is requesting a change to seal up the storefront openings that won't be here till late February. It's just going to put temporary framing and extra strength poly over those openings to allow the temporary heat to condition the building to allow the slabs to be poured. Not all the openings will have that. Some of them will just be sealed up with plywood, depending on the size. Whatever the best method that SJ Thomas has decided is how we'll go. That activity was scheduled to begin prior to the cold weather getting here. We ran into an issue with the FAA approval on the building and the crane. That caused us a setback, and we were already real tight against the weather schedule, and we just couldn't afford the 3-week setback that gave us, and so now we're looking at this change order to be able to provide the temporary heat to keep things moving along. We sat down with SJ Thomas, rearranged quite a few activities. It's not it's not the most productive way for S.J. Thomas to be doing things. We appreciate their willingness to bend whenever they're not as productive as can be. They're also not as profitable as can be. They were willing to work with us to try to minimize the cost impact of the town, and I think we did that. But there is still a cost impact, unfortunately.
So if we don't do the change order, you're thinking that it will be a longer, it'll delay the project further, and it could cost the town more money in the long run?
Oh, and it'll definitely delay the project further.
You wouldn't be able to do anything in the winter.
That's correct.
Okay.
I mean, it would set, not just the finishes, I mean, the concrete is the next thing that has to happen there. Nothing can be built inside without the concrete going in next. That is the next activity that's going to be happening. That's just weeks away. I understand that it's coming up quick. I understand you're just seeing this. It is what it is. It's the timing of it all. Like I said, we have a very aggressive schedule that we're on now. This change order will allow things to keep rolling, and I really don't foresee any further scheduling issues once we get past this one.
Do you guys have any questions?
I got a couple. So I know you were gonna touch on the FAA. Can you touch on that, please?
Sure. There's a review process that takes place when you're within a certain radius of an airport. We did not think that none of the other buildings in that area had fallen under those conditions before. It's been our experience that everything on Colonel Island, Collins Boulevard, even the one-story buildings, all those always fall under that scrutinization, both the building and any cranes that are used in construction of the building. We thought we had enough of the setback. It's been our experience where we had enough of the setback where that review was not gonna be required. When we made the inquiry to the FAA, we were informed that review would take place. Not only would it take place, but because of some turnover at the FAA, the review process was going to be a little bit longer. I can't say that the review process is why they were requiring the review, whether it was new personnel that are requiring it or not. I can't speak to that, whether it's new requirements that they put in place. It just has not been our experience that something as far away as your building is on Brewerton Road would need that. But you can't argue with the FAA. You say, yes, sir, we will get it done, we'll get everything to you as soon as we can, and that's what we did, and that's what S.J. Thomas's subcontractor, Rochester Reagan, did to get the approval on the crane.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously it comes down to, making sure that we're making the most fiscally responsible, decisions and stuff like that. And, first we had the unsuitable soil situation, which obviously that was a huge oversight. And I'm assuming CNS is the ones who are kind of checking the box, when we're checking the boxes and making sure everything's correct. So that was an oversight ultimately on CNS is how I look at it.
Well,
And then,
well,
go ahead. No.
that's the first contract. Remember, we did 2 contracts. The first contractor was supposed to clear the site.
Yeah.
Before too much, I will highly encourage you to have a conversation with the unsuitable soils with Jason and Joe.
Yeah, understandable. So again, from my perspective, how I've always been told how this is CNS is the overall overseer of this entire project, right? So I see that as a fail, and then also the crane permit, which I understand from past experiences wasn't something, but just because we are close enough to an airport, I feel like that was a box that should have been checked. So now, this is an oversight that the town board never would have known about, but now the town board has to flip the bill for another thing, right? Why is CNS not the ones that are saying, hey, we had this hiccup, we'll eat this one and continue to have, moving forward. Obviously, I don't know if that's your department or above you or who I have to talk to, but these are just kind of my sentiments, and what I'm hearing is we've had a few big change orders come up and has increased this timeline because of obviously the soil situation that obviously I feel like should have been known ahead of time, and And then obviously the crane permit situation, which set us back 45 days because of just how long that
Sure.
process was. So that's just that's just the issues that I have with it, just because we keep seeing some of these change orders coming up, and it's like we could have avoided all of this at a time.
Well, to the next point, if you take away the unsuitable soils, and I appreciate you doing that for the sake of this conversation, the change order's been very minimal on this project. I understand any change orders are an additional cost that you didn't plan for, and that's not ideal for any project. I can appreciate that. I hope you can appreciate that CNS's fee structure is not set up in such that we can absorb the cost. I don't know if you're familiar with how our fees work, but.
No, it's
we don't have
understandable,
that
right?
kind of
Our job as
agreement.
the town board is we gotta take care of the taxpayers, right? So when I see these things come up, that's where I gotta come after, whoever's in charge of it, to
That's why
say,
I'm
hey,
here.
what's going on? So, I
Understood,
appreciate
you
you
know.
being here to answer these questions, so
Sure.
thank you.
Sure.
Just for the public's sake, the change orders with the unsuitable soil, the town is looking for, and it's not necessarily for your sake, it's for the public's to hear this. The town is looking for avenues to recoup the costs, on what occurred with the unsuitable soils that had to be removed on site. So there are, conversations that are being had with our town attorney and our town engineer, as well as, our town comptroller, truthfully, on avenues for us to recoup those costs. So, I wanna make that
I appreciate that.
known. If you're talking about looking out for the taxpayer,
Of course.
it's more than just us talking to, Mr. Mulhern right now. There are actions specific to that cost that we're doing to try to recoup that money.
Yep. And
And
that's
we will
essentially.
continue to help provide any backup that we can back.
In fact, you guys did diligently provide us with the data and information on the amount of soil that was there, that should have been removed from the first contract, and has been providing that information to, our team at town hall, so that way we can prepare, whatever action is necessary for us to get, these costs recovered. So I do appreciate those ongoing conversations that I know you're having.
Can I answer anything for anyone else?
No, I appreciate it.
All right.
Thank you.
Have a good evening, everybody.
Thank you.
With that, we're gonna go through the organizational meeting packet first, and then we will do the regular town board meeting agenda. The first motion is, to appoint Paula Primorano, as the town clerk and receiver of taxes of the town of Salina for the year 2025, at a salary of $77,000. Before we go further here, Paula, because we did 1-year appointments, it is the intention for us to do 2-year appointments for you and a couple others at the organizational meeting on January 1st of next year. So I would like that to be noted for the public and for the record, so that way the town board on January 1st of 2026 has the correct appointment schedule for the organizational meeting. But this is just for this year. Do we have a motion? Do we have a second? All in favor, please say aye and raise your hand.
Aye.
All right, that's unanimously. We're gonna do that if this town board's okay with us doing that, so we can get through it quickly. Any objections to voting in that regard? Okay. All right, do we have a motion to appoint Nina Hummel, to the comptroller of the town of Salina for the year 2025 at a salary of $89,250? Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor, please raise your hand and say aye.
Aye.
Passed unanimously. Do we have a motion to appoint John Vito, as highway superintendent for the town of Salina for the year 2025 at a salary of $92,942? Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed unanimously. Do we have a motion to appoint Chris Bentz as the park superintendent for the town of Salina for the year 2025 at a salary of $23,150?
Motion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Passed unanimously. Do we have a motion to appoint Jason Hoy as the town engineer for the town of Salina for the year 2025 at a salary of $64,766.89? Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Do we have a motion to appoint Harris Beach? Do we need to change this, Joe?
You can do your speech and stuff.
Okay, Harris Beach PLLC as the attorney for the town of Salina for the year 2025 in accordance with the contract submitted for the performance of general services and planning board and zoning board of appeals at the hourly rate and for environmental as needed.
Motion.
We have a second. All in favor, please say aye. That's unanimously. A motion to appoint trespass and it's not, that's not the law firm.
Mark Law.
Yeah, okay. Do we have a motion to appoint Mark Art Law, as attorney for the town of Salina in 2025 in accordance with the contract submitted for the services of bond counsel as needed?
Motion.
Do we have a second? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Oh, that's okay. If the public wants, you can look at Paula's face throughout the meeting and be entertained. Do we have a motion to appoint Barton and Judas, as engineers for the town of Salina for the year 2025 in accordance with the contract submitted for general services?
Motion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
That's unanimously. I think there's another thing for us to vote on with you guys later in the meeting. Yeah. Do we have a motion to appoint CNS companies as engineers for the town of Salina for the year 2025 in accordance with the contract submitted for general services? Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Passed unanimously. We have a motion to appoint environmental design and research as engineers for the town of Salina in accordance with their contract submitted.
Motion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor, please say aye. So did I. Do we have a motion to appoint John Muldoon as a member of the zoning board of appeals for a 5-year term commencing January 1st through December 31st of 2029?
Motion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Unanimous. Michael Gunther be appointed as chair of the zoning board of appeals for a 1-year term commencing January 1st, 2025 through December 31st, 2025. Well, always a 1-year term. We have a motion, we have a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Approved unanimously. Motion to appoint John Flaminio, as a member of the assessment board of review for a 5-year term commencing October 1st, 2024. We missed it back then, huh?
Well, years past, they did it reorganization also.
Okay. Commencing October 1st, 2024 through September 30th, 2029.
Motion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Appointed. Motion to adopt the following salaries for the town of Salina, elected officials and board members for the year commencing in January 1st, 2025 through December 31st, 2025. The board members, there is no raise. The rest of them are as listed in the packet. We have a motion.
Motion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Passed unanimously. Motion to appoint the following non-contractual, full-time, part-time, and seasonal employees for the year commencing January 1st, 2025 through December 31st, 2025. Do we have a motion?
Motion.
Do we have a second? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Passed unanimously. Do we have a motion to set the salaries for town employees per the collective bargaining agreement for SEIU and Teamster supervisory and non-supervisory unions?
Motion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Do we have a motion, do we have a motion that the insurance required by the town of Salina be obtained by Harold Fryer and Kuhn as a broker of record for service commission for the town of Salina for the year of 2025 to provide property liability, public officers, umbrella insurance, and workers' compensation, or any other coverage as may be required?
Motion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Passed. We have a motion to make the Syracuse newspaper, the Post Standard, be designated as the official newspaper of the town of Salina for the year 2025.
Motion.
Do we have a second? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion for the Star Review to be designated as the second newspaper for the town of Salina for the year 2025.
Motion.
Do we have a second? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Passed. Motion that the supervisor be permitted to advance petty cash in the manner listed within the packet.
Motion.
Do we have a second? All in favor, please say aye. Bear with me, folks, it's gonna be a lot of words. Do we have a motion that the second and fourth Monday of every month be set as a regular meeting night of the town board at 6:30 p.m. with the exception of the following dates: May 26th, 2025, October 13th, 2025. The foregoing meetings will be held on Wednesday, May 28th, 2025, and Tuesday, October 14th, 2025.
We have one.
And add one?
Yeah.
Where we at?
September 22nd. That's a Monday.
September 22nd, you would like to move it
Yes, please.
to
And the Tuesday's fine, the 23rd, if everybody's in agreement with it.
adding, September 22nd, being moved to September 23rd, 2025.
Is there a reason for that?
It's Rosh Hashanah.
Okay. Yeah.
And that due notice of said regular meetings be given to the public by posting a notice thereof on the town clerk's bulletin board, and that due notice thereof be given to the news media. I have no problem doing that. I just want, for the public's notice on this, May 26th and October 13th are Memorial Day and Columbus Day. Those are designated holidays for the town, so town's closed on those 2 days. Town hall's closed on those 2 days. On September 22nd, it is not listed as a designated holiday right now. Maybe it's something that could be talked about during negotiations with the Teamsters. But town hall will be open on the 22nd. We just won't be having a board meeting on the 22nd, okay? I just wanted to make sure all of that got in there.
No.
Alright, do we have a motion?
Motion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor, please say aye. Passed unanimously. Do we have a motion that the business hours of the Salina Town Hall be from 9 AM to 4:30 PM, and for Salina Highway and Parks Department, I'm actually going to, for the time being, this is what we're going to do, because, technically, they haven't merged over to the highway yet. So from Town Hall, 9 AM to 4:30 PM, and Salina Highway and Parks Department from 7 AM to 3 PM. Do we have a motion?
Motion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Passed unanimously. Approve the following, town Salina holiday schedule as listed in the packet. Do we have a motion?
Motion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Passed unanimously. Do we have a motion that the following banks and or trust companies be designated for all monies received by the supervisor, town clerk, and the code enforcement officers? This is Chase Bank, New York Class and Public Trust Advisors LLC.
Motion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Do we have a motion that all town employees using their own vehicle for town business shall be allowed a mileage reimbursement rate as noted by the federal guidelines when authorized by the department head for each such use during the year 2025?
Motion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Before we vote on it, just so everybody's aware, at this point, there are very rare circumstances where any employee will be driving their own vehicle. We have town vehicles for any person that is not here at town hall or driving outside of the building. So this is only in rare circumstances. But all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Passed unanimously. Motion that the blanket bond bound for coverage by travelers be accepted as provided by the Public Officers Law, subsection 11.2, as to form and as to sufficiency of surety, and the amounts of individual coverages in lieu of the undertaking required from various town officers by town law, section 25, and public officers law, section 11. I hope you all were able to understand that. I am so sorry, Denise, that is the best I'm able to give you right now, for understanding. We have a motion, we have a second. All in favor, please say aye. Alright, do we have a motion that the town of Salina procurement policy be approved? That is at the back of the, organizational policy. Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Do we have a motion that the town clerk be appointed records access officer per the New York State Freedom of Information Law, and that supervisor be appointed the appeals officer?
Motion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
That is just for anybody's sake, that if you are wishing to foil, you are making her life more difficult, not mine. Do we have a motion to approve the following town clerk fee schedule for the year 2025?
Motion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Alright, we have a motion to approve the following Department of Planning and Development fee schedule for the year 2025. Both of those are listed in the package. We have a motion, we have a second. All in favor, please say aye. We have a motion to approve the annual Association of Towns membership dues for the year 2025 in the amount of $1,800.
Motion.
We have a second. All in favor, please say aye. Motion to authorize the supervisor as delegate and counselor David Carney as alternate. I'm sorry, David, I will be attending, so even though you're the alternate, I'm gonna be there, so we don't need you necessarily.
Okay.
We have to vote it this way though, correct? Yeah. Alright, to participate in the 2025 Annual Association of Towns Meeting and Training School, February 16th through February 19th, 2025, and to approve the expenditure in the amount of $185 each person for registration expenses.
Motion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Do we have a motion to approve the annual agreement with the Lincourt Fire District for the purchase of fuel from the Salina Town Highway Department?
Motion.
Do we have a second? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion to approve the annual agreement with the Hinsdale Fire District for the purchase of fuel from the Town of Salina Highway Department.
Motion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion to approve the annual agreement with the Salina Consolidated Fire District for the purchase of fuel from the Town of Salina Highway Department.
Motion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
And an annual agreement with the Village of Liverpool for the purchase of fuel from Town of Salina Highway Department.
Motion.
Do we have a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. That was record time. Well done. All right. Do we have any residents signed up to speak?
We do not.
Are there any residents that would wish to speak regarding items on the agenda or otherwise? No. Town board comments, first ward. Second ward? No, I don't wanna speak. Third ward.
I do not have anything.
Fourth ward.
None.
Happy New Year, everybody. That's all I really have to say as well. It's been a little bit since we met, so apologies for the longer meeting today. But we will get through a lot of stuff that's on this agenda, hopefully, rather quickly. Do we have a motion to approve the December 9th, 2024 minutes?
Motion.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Abstain.
Do we have a second? Do we have a second?
Yeah.
Wait, no, I'm sorry. Okay.
Mr. Engineer?
Good evening. I'd like to request the board award the emergency storm sewer contract to Casanella Excavating for the term from January first, 2025 to December 31st, 2027. Casanella was the lowest of the three bids we received for work. I've worked with Nick Casanella for over a decade. His company bought out DE Petroleum when they retired, so it's a long-standing good firm. He took on all the people there, so I can vouch for the quality of work.
Okay. Do we have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
How's that all running forward? Just nice.
Yeah, no, that was just
No,
me.
we
I
got-
was just in habit. I'm gonna have you call it. Go ahead, Paula.
Counselor Downs?
Aye.
Counselor Paul?
Yes.
Counselor Cicerelli?
Yes.
Counselor Carney?
Yes.
Supervisor Carroll?
Yeah, that was just me in the flow of things. Go ahead for the next one.
All right, request the board award the emergency sanitary sewer contract to Casanella Excavating for the same term, January first, 2025 to December 31st, 2027, and again, it was the lowest of the three bids we received.
Do we have a motion?
Motion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Clerk, please call the roll.
Counselor Downs?
Aye.
Counselor Paul?
Yes.
Counselor Cicerelli?
Yes.
Counselor Carney?
Yes.
Supervisor Carroll?
Yes.
I'd like to request the board authorize a revocable license for 7357 Westgate Lane. They're looking to put a fence in their yard, it's gonna cross a drainage and utility easement. With the snow cover, I couldn't really see what facilities we had out there. We'll put a bunch of qualifiers in there, we'll permit for that. It's a drainage and utility easement, so there may be a utility that they also have to get clearance from besides the town. There's phone line, cable, that also be back there. And the codes officer will explain that to the applicant.
Do we have a motion?
Motion. Second.
Clerk, please call the roll.
Counselor Downs?
Aye.
Counselor Paul?
Yes.
Counselor Cicerelli?
Yes.
Counselor Carney?
Yes.
Supervisor Carroll?
Yes.
All right, the next item is the change order that Tom Hearn was talking about earlier.
I'm gonna propose, can we change the, total amount for this change order? Can we approve it for an alternative amount than what they proposed? Joe?
Yeah, you got it.
Okay. I am going to suggest that we approve the change order for $17,920. Do we have a motion?
Motion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Clerk, please call the roll.
Counselor Downs?
Aye.
Counselor Paul?
Yes.
Counselor Cicerelli?
To make sure the project gets done, yes.
Counselor Carney?
Yes.
Supervisor Carroll?
Yes.
The next item, I believe we covered on the organizational meetings, this may be a little duplicate, it's authorizing the supervisor to sign the master service agreement with Martin and Jewis.
Motion.
It updates their fee schedules, basically.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Clerk, please call the roll.
Counselor Downs?
Aye.
Counselor Paul?
Yes.
Counselor Cicerelli?
Yes.
Counselor Carney?
Yes.
Supervisor Carroll?
Yep.
I'd like the board to authorize the task authorization amendment submitted by Barton and Judas for the, Burnham and Brewer Park Trail Improvement Projects, in the amount of $7,500. This is, additional work that they got for nocturnal pass in there, required by the United States Army Corps of Engineers.
Do we have a motion? Motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Clerk, please call the roll.
Counselor Nellens.
Aye.
Counselor Paul.
Yes.
Counselor Ciccarelli.
Yes.
Counselor Carney.
Darla the Jews, this great work, so.
Supervisor Farrell.
Yes.
That's a yes.
Okay.
All right, I think the board authorizes the task authorization submitted by Barton and Judas for the Young Avenue Pump Station. You'll recall we authorized the purchase of a panel. The county would like that on a separate concrete pad and some additional electric work to power this new panel. It's an amount of $13,500.
Motion.
Second.
Clerk, please call the roll.
Counselor Nellens.
Aye.
Counselor Paul.
Yes.
Counselor Ciccarelli.
Yes.
Counselor Carney.
Yes.
Supervisor Farrell.
Yes.
Taking longer to get to my items than the organizational meeting.
All right, you have anything else?
That's all.
Any questions from the board? Go ahead, Joe.
Sure. So the first resolution you have in front of you is scheduling a public hearing for a change to our PUD law. Been using the PUD law quite a bit, and it's allowed us to do some pretty flexible pool projects. This just allows us to also put O2s into PUDs as well, so it expands our ability to do PUDs.
It was an oversight.
Yeah.
Truthfully, it was an oversight. O2s probably should have been in the original law. I think you and I both thought it was in there until it was brought to our attention.
So schedule a public hearing for January 27th at 6:31.
Do we have a motion?
Make the motion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Clerk, please call the roll.
Counselor Nellens.
Aye.
Counselor Paul.
Yes.
Counselor Ciccarelli.
Yes.
Counselor Carney.
Yes.
Supervisor Farrell.
Yes.
All right, and then the next, resolution you have in front of you sets a public hearing for a local law that is repealing our apprenticeship training. Section of our law, we just found we're not using it at all, and also it could become unworkable depending on the project, so this is setting a public hearing for 6:33 on January 27th.
Do we have a motion? Did you make a motion? Yeah. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second. Clerk, please call the roll.
Counselor Nellens.
Aye.
Counselor Paul.
Yes.
Counselor Ciccarelli.
Yes.
Counselor Carney.
Yes.
Supervisor Farrell.
Yes. Next is to approve the budget transfers and modifications as listed under the town comptroller's report. It's dog warden is going to the SBCA, $29,000 for dog warden is salary. We don't have a dog warden anymore, so that's gonna go to the SBCA contract to take over the dog warden duties. That's been going on for the last couple months pretty well. Otherwise, it's $60 from employee benefits workers' comp to employee benefits disability, and then $1,000 from the contingent fund to the unallocated insurance line. Do we have a motion? Motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Clerk, please call the roll.
Counselor Nellens.
Aye.
Counselor Paul.
Yes.
Counselor Ciccarelli.
Yes.
Counselor Carney.
Yes.
Supervisor Farrell.
Yes. Next is to authorize the supervisor to enter an agreement with the SPCA for 2025 dog control services in the amount of $24,640.
Motion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Any questions? Clerk, please call the roll.
Counselor Nellens.
Aye.
Counselor Paul.
Yes.
Counselor Ciccarelli.
Yes.
Counselor Carney.
Yes.
Supervisor Farrell.
Yes. The next is to authorize the supervisor to enter into an agreement with the SPCA for 2025 animal cruelty investigation services in the amount of $9,180.
Motion.
Do we have a second? Clerk, please call the roll.
Counselor Nellens.
Aye. Yes.
Counselor Paul.
Yes.
Counselor Ciccarelli.
Yes.
Counselor Carney.
Yes.
Supervisor Farrell.
Yes. Authorize the standard workday resolution that is in front of the town board for, Judge Carey. Do we have a motion?
Motion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Clerk, call the roll.
Counselor Nellens.
Aye.
Counselor Paul.
Yes.
Counselor Ciccarelli.
Yes.
Counselor Carney.
Yes.
Supervisor Farrell.
That's okay. Do we have a motion?
Supervisor Farrell.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. Do we have any motion to consider comment for a liquor license for the Cool Time Club, Inc. at 2721 Brewerton Road?
Motion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Clerk, please call the roll. This is not a motion to consider comment. This is a motion to waive the 30-day comment period, sorry. Go ahead, clerk.
Counselor Downs?
Aye.
Counselor Paul?
Yes.
Counselor Ciserelli?
I have to recuse myself from this.
Counselor Carney?
No.
Supervisor Farrell?
Yes.
Wait, hold on, where's the pool time club?
2721 Brewers Road.
Yes.
And I said yes as well to the attention of the applicant. Question 12 on the application, looks like it was mistakenly not filled out. So I don't know if it's too late or not, but if you need to bring it in front of the town board again because it wasn't fully filled out, we can do the same thing again, okay? Do we have a motion for cleanup orders, as listed on the town agenda?
Motion. Second.
Clerk, please call roll.
Counselor Downs?
Aye.
Counselor Paul?
Yes.
Counselor Ciserelli?
Yes.
Counselor Carney?
Yes.
Supervisor Farrell?
Yes, the supervisor's report is here for the board and the public if they wanna look at it. I also would like to ask for a executive session to discuss, personnel, what's the language, personnel matter?
Secretary to our employees.
Yeah, thank you. Do we have a motion?
Motion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. There will not be action, voted on after the executive session for the public, so if you guys don't wanna stay, you're more than welcome to.